Hey yo! Just a quick favor before we start. Everything here is free except for my gauge template. Patterns are in the description box and free to download. I do this so many people can enjoy knitting and learning for free. So, if you find this helpful, please like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps. Alright, let's get started. Okay, first of all, please check my description box for all the details. I include pretty much everything you need down there. Today, I'm going to show you how to knit this kids Raglan sweater with hood right here and placket out front. Okay, and this is for 2 years old according to Drop's design. Okay, I don't have a children, so I don't know the sizing for kids. So the size reference is coming from Drop's design. And again, there's the link in my description box. And I want to talk about how to convert from their gauge to your gauge and find out about your cast on number and everything. Then still knitting same size as pattern. Okay, so I open up my math gauge template this side, and this is size references by Drop's design. I will talk about this later, okay? First, template. If you do have my template, you don't have to worry about any math at all, okay? Even if you want to use completely different, needle size and yarn size, don't worry, okay? And I will teach you how to find out your cast on number, okay? But if you don't have my template, don't worry. You have two options. One, you can buy this template. It's only $7 Canadian, and there's link in my description box. Also, if you don't want to buy it, that's fine too. I am going to leave written instruction in my written pattern. So you just follow my instruction. It's only simple, ratio math. However, a lot to do. That's all. Okay? So it's really up to you. Anyway, so let's move on to find out the cast on number. This is quite interesting because this template does seriously everything. Anyway, so this side is coming from the Drop design, their knitting gauge, right? Their knitting gauge and my knitting gauge is different. But I want to knit same size as their references, which means I have to kind of adjust numbers, right? So that's what I'm going to do. So first, here is their knitting gauge, okay? I'm going to use the, inches. Their pattern a little bit weird. They talk about the inches and centimeter and they can change, right? However, this, is only metric, they use metric. So I have to convert. However, I have a tool in my template, so you don't have to worry about it too much. Anyway, so let's do that. So right here, number 3, actually, their gauge, pattern gauge, okay, 4 inch by 4 inch and 21 stitches, right here, 21 stitches, 28 rows, right? And now your gauge, my gauge, 4 inch by 4 inch and 19 by 26 rows. It's a little bit different, but if you want to knit a bigger project, this little, difference become huge problem. Anyway, so this is what I'm going to do. I am going to knit smallest size, which is the 2-year-old. Smallest size, which means first number. Okay, it says net cast on and smallest size 76 if you have this knitting gauge, right? But I don't have this knitting gauge, so I might have to change something. So they make 76 cast on if you have this knitting gauge, but I don't. So what am I gonna do? Guess? No. First of all, you have to find out what's the measurement they're using to find out this 76, right? And my template does everything right here. Number 5, pattern cast on. Pattern cast on says 76. And when I enter, there you go. Look at this orange part. Measure 14.47. Okay? They already did their measurement. If this gauge, okay, with this gauge, 70 stitches means based on this number and this gauge, you need 76 stitches if you want to knit 14 point half. Okay? And then now, based on this measurement, because I want to knit this, measurement, right? Same as pattern. And my gauge, there you go. You need to make 68 cast on. Okay? You know what I'm saying? So if you do math manually, first you have to actually find out this measurement to do the ratio math. And then with this number and your gauge, you have to actually do another ratio math to find out this number. Okay? Anyway, my cast on number is 68. However, I want to use the number with the multiple of 12. And 68 is not multiple of 12. So let me find out. Move this side. There we go. I already put the 12, but I'm going to put 12 here. Then enter. These number in pink, those are the number with multiple of 12. So you have to actually pick the one close to 68. So either 60 or 72. So I'm going to pick 72. So my pre-cast on is 72. Why pre-cast on? Because I am going to add placket. Do you remember? Placket. So I have to actually take some stitches away from 72. That's why I said pre-cast. It's not real cast on number. So this placket, how much I want? Maybe inch, inch and a half, something like that. Okay, so number 12, your width, right here, width. Stitch count is width. So let me do 1 inch if I want to have the 1 inch width placket. 4.75. So I want you to pick the even number here. Okay, so either 4 or 6. So I pick 6 stitches. Okay, because you have to divide it by 2 because this side and this side. So 6, I just want to make sure 6 stitches shouldn't be too wide. Okay, so your stitch count right here. Okay, 6 stitch, enter, 1.2 inches. So yeah, okay, I thought it was in between 1 to 1.5. So 6 stitch should be 1.2 inch. So perfect width right here. Okay, so that's what I actually find out. Good. And one more thing, this height. After you cast on, you're going to increase towards to the armpit here. And the size reference says for 2-year-old, this height should be 13 centimeter because this is in metric. Okay, so what about inches, right? So then let's go back. Number 2, from centimeter to inch. So if I put 13 centimeter here and enter, bingo, 5.2. So from here to here should be 5.2 inches. So 5.2 inches with my gauge, this time row, right? Because height is row. Height is row. So 5.2, I have to knit, which means, there we go, height 1.2 inches, 33. So if I want to have 5.2 inches height here, I have to knit at least 33 rows. And I want to pick even number. So either 32 or 34. And I believe I picked 32. Okay? I believe I picked 32. So I have to knit 32 rows after the cast on. Then I'm going to separate the sleeves from the yoke. Okay? So I have to remember that. And yeah, and you know what? I wrote it down here. So pre-cast on is 72, should be multiple of 12. And my placket is 1.2 inches, which is 6 stitches. So my cast on number is 72 minus 6, which is 66 stitches. Okay, so cast on 66 and I knit back and forth. And when I knit back and forth, I'm going to increase those raglan line, right? And I going to ended up knit 32 rows. Okay, so that's my plan. And one more thing I want to actually talk about, this raglan line should be 4 different locations, 2 front and 2 back. And I want to talk about this now. Okay, so my pre-cast on is 72, right? So everybody pre-cast on number divided by 6. Okay, my case 72 divided by 6 is 12. This 12 is the your base number. And front base number minus half of the placket. So 12 minus half of the placket is 3, right? So 12 minus 3 is 9 stitches. So one side of the front is 9 stitch and 9 stitch. And you add markers. Then next section would be sleeves. And sleeves base number times 1. So 9 here, add marker, and 12 stitches, add marker. That's it. And the back should be rest base number times 2, which is you should have, I should have 24 because base number times 2. Okay? So after this, I am going to move on to actual knitting. Okay? So right here, you have to remember. Okay? You have to find out all these numbers. Okay? So let's do that. Okay, so cast on 66 stitches with scrap yarn because, I don't want to knit up later. Okay? And the needle is 4 millimeter. Okay? And I already told you why my cast on number is 66. So, okay? And I'm done. So I cut the end tail and I tied the, lightly, tie the knot and make sure it's secure. Okay? And again, I already told you how to divide by, 4 parts, actually 5, because 2 front and 2 sleeve and, 1 back, right? And first row, all purl, and you add raglan markers. Okay, so this time with the my main yarn. So this is wrong side, all purl. Again, when you're knitting first row, you're adding markers. And I'll make sure about that. Okay. So before you start knitting, you should make sure every number you have in front of you. Okay. Once you find out all the numbers, you don't have to worry about anything. Okay. So find out and then start knitting. There you go. I knit first row and then add 4 raglan markers. Okay. And you already know, but I'm going to tell you. Okay. Precast on divided by 6. Then find out the base number. And for front, you have to take placket stitch count away. Okay. So, and that's my sleeve base number times 1. Right? And back piece is just the rest. So base number times 2. Okay, so 9 stitch each side for me because the placket is 6 stitches. So if I added up 9, 6, 9, that's gonna be 24 and same as back piece. You know what I'm saying? So it's everything makes sense here. Okay, now I'm gonna start increasing. Okay, you increase on right side at every raglan marker, and it's gonna be same, so don't worry about it. Okay, so you don't have to worry about edge. Okay, actually I don't want you to do any edging thing. Okay, so just start knitting until one last stitch before the marker. Okay, just a regular make one right and make one left, so don't worry about it. Okay, so picking up the running thread, hook onto left needle, and when you hook onto the left needle, this time the running thread shifting towards the right, and always knit the thread connecting next stitch. So the front thread is connecting, so knit front loop. That's make one right, and knit one last stitch, slide the marker, and knit original one and make one left. This time make sure the thread shifting towards the left like that. And again, you have to knit this thread connecting to next. Okay, the front loop connecting previous stitch, which means back loop is connecting next stitch. So you have to knit back loop. So make one left. You have to put the needle straight in like that. Then knit that stitch. This is make one left. Okay, and knit to next marker. Okay, one stitch before the marker, and you do exactly same thing. And I'm gonna show you one more time. Okay, so knit until one last stitch before the marker, and now make one right because right side of the marker, and there we go. Knit front loop, this is make one right, and knit last original, slide the marker and knit the first original and make one left. Okay, so you increase every raglan marker on right side. Okay, so repeat row number 1 and row number 2 until your desired length. For me, about 5 inches 32. However, okay, the placket, okay, I want to finish about 20 rows, which is about 3 inches height. I think I forgot about that, but 3 inches height, 20 rows. Then I am going to connect front part. Okay, so I'll meet you right there. Okay, so just keep knitting and increasing. And there we go. I just finished the 19th row, which is about more than 2.5 inches and little less than 3 inch. And that's actually deep enough for the placket for the sweater for 2-year-old, right? So I am going to connect both ends. So now I will be knitting in round. So the connection has to be on right side of the fabric because I'm not going to knit wrong side anymore. So I just finished the 19th row, which was wrong side, and now start knitting right side. So just keep knitting, and I just finish so you know where the yarn attached, right? So now you can connect. You know what I'm saying? And you remember I am going to add 6 stitches, which is about 1.2 inches worth. Okay? You can add more or you can add less. It's really up to you, but you have to think, how thick you want for the rib. Okay? So there you go. Adding the new cast, 6 stitches, then connect with the other side. And remember, before I add new cast, I add biggie mark. Okay? And still, you have to increase or decrease. So remember, about the increasing row or not increasing row, because now you only knit on right side. So I just finished the increasing row. So this is not increasing row, something like that. Okay, so don't get confused. And there you go. I finished total of 32 rows. Okay, so now you don't really have to worry about the increasing row or not because it's only right side. Now I am going to separate the sleeves from yoke. Okay, and it's quite simple and no more increasing after this. Okay, so knit until the first sleeve marker. There you go. I just passed the biggie marker, so knit until the first marker. There you go. So remove the marker. So after the marker, it's gonna be the sleeve stitch, right? And you will transfer the sleeve stitch onto scrap yarn. I'm gonna use the the tube, rubber tube, because this is so easy. There you go. That's it. If you wanna buy this product, I have actually video for this too, and I will try to leave the link down below. Okay. And tie the knot. Do not use the hard, stitch holder, because if you want to put this on to your kid, if it's stitch holder, you can't, right? Anyway, so I'm going to add 6 stitch as well because I know 6 stitch is 1.2 inches and this is gonna be underneath of the armpit. Okay, so usually I add 2-inch worth, the bottom of the armpit for adult sweater. So kids 1.2 is good enough. But if you want to add more because your kid is a little bigger or whatever the reason, go ahead. And I just did the other side of the sleeve as well, so separation has done. So I just need about 5 inches according to the Drops Design size reference. So I need about, you know, um, 32 rows. And then I change the needle and add rib, which is about 1.5 inch, 10 rows. And this is going to be 1 by 1 rib. So repeat of knit 1 and purl 1. Then after that, bind off. Easy. Okay, so I open up my math gauge template again because I have to show you what I just did. And one thing, I forgot about the height of the, the placket. So I just want to make sure, quick. First of all, placket height. Do you remember? I talk about the width, 6 stitches, right? 1.2, but I forgot about the height. And it's really up to you. Some people want to have placket same as the, the armpit section. So it's, easy maybe sometimes, but I thought it was too deep. And so I, decided I want to finish, about 3 inches height, right? So 3 inches height right here, right? So obviously I still have the, the gauge here. And I'm going to put the 3 inches, and there you go, 19. That's why I, stop at the right after the 19th row, okay? And you can actually you can have the very deep placket as well. It's really up to you. So now I want to talk about the, the body height. There we go. Right here, it's a 31 centimeter, okay? But this is total, from the top to down. So I have to, do the little math. You have to take 3 centimeter and 13 and 3 centimeter away from 31. So, and convert to inches because I'm using inches, right? Oops. So right here. So this is what I'm going to do. I can use the, calculator or do it yourself or whatever. But here, okay, I put the cursor here and it says equal 31 minus 3 centimeter, both rib, top and down. So 3 centimeter minus 3 minus this yoke height, 13. So equal 12 centimeters. So from here to here, 12 centimeter. Doesn't look like it, but it does. So, and which is 4.8 inches. And I decide I'm going to actually add 5 centimeter. 5 inches. Okay. So here, the height, which is, the row count. So 5 inches, 32 rows. That's why after the separation of the sleeve, I add 32 rows. And 3 centimeter would be 1.2. So I add 1.5. So about 10 rows that I add. Okay? So this is how you figured it out. And I think that's it. Yeah. And next, I will come back again because I have to actually talk about the sleeves. Also, the this, decreasing. Can you see the sleeve shaping is decreasing towards to the wrist, and I have to do a little math as well. So anyway, let's move on to the sleeve connection first. Okay. Okay, so I explained everything and I finished the body and rib, then bind off. It was stretchy bind off as well. And I also did the, one sleeve, and I'm going to show you how to do it. Okay, so first of all, I want to talk about the sleeve connection, and I add one marker just before the last original stitch, and I am going to knit up around the new cast. Also, before the new cast, there's the little gap. I am going to knit up 2 stitches, and the other side as well, because if I knit up only new cast, okay, you will make big gap. As you can see, there's a big gap right in between last stitch and the new cast. So I am going to use those 2 running thread to knit up 2 extra stitch. So if I use only 1 thread like that, you make gap anyway. So I am actually borrow 1 thread near the running thread and make it 2. Okay, 2 thread on the needle and knit up. I have to attach the new ball of yarn, and there you go. This is first extra stitch, and the other side of the running thread, and using other thread. Okay, take your time and then make it 2 on the needle with original running thread, and then knit second stitch up. There we go. Those 2 are the extra, and now knitting up right above the new cast, I add 6, so I am going to knit up 6 stitches, and I just knit up 3, which is center of the new cast, add begin marker, and 3 more knit up. However, 1 and 2, before you knit up last new cast, I add 1 clip-on marker, then last new cast knit up. So now I knit up 6 stitches above the new cast, then 2 other extra with using the those running thread, just like extra 1 and 2. So there we go. This is extra stitch third one, and then fourth one here before the first original stitch. There you go. And then now knit around until the first clip-on marker. Okay, and the reason why I do that, because to minimize the big gap around that armpit, you knit up extra, and then next row you decrease those extra. Okay, then you can minimize the big gap. So here, knit until the first clip-on marker, and easy. The last stitch of original and first extra, I do SSK. Slip, okay, and slip, knit. And next, knit 2 together, okay. The second extra and first knit up stitch, okay, knit 2 together. So now extra 1 and 2 is gone. You know what I'm saying? There you go. And knit until the other side of the clip-on marker. I just pass the begin marker, and after the second clip-on marker, that's gonna be last stitch of new cast and third extra one, SSK. And then after SSK, knit 2 together, the fourth extra and first original, knit 2 together. Now extra 3 and 4 is gone too, okay? And knit until the begin marker, and this is end of connection. Now, okay, you need 3 numbers: current stitch, desired length to knit for the sleeve, and goal stitch count. Okay, I have 50 stitch is right now around the sleeve, and my goal stitch count is 6 inch and desired length is 8. And let me go back to the template. Okay, I open up my math gauge template. It's going to be quick, but this is important, math as well. Okay, first of all, I told you you need 3 numbers. First of all, the current stitch count after you connect, and I have 50 stitches. And second of all, the desired length here. It says 20 centimeter from the connection to before the rib, 20. So I'm going to actually do this. 20 centimeter should be 8. Okay, so I want to knit 8 inches here before the rib. And next would be this, the wrist opening. It says 8 centimeter, but this is only this side. So there's the other side as well. So 8 plus 8 is 16. So 16 centimeter would be 6.4. But I actually picked number 6. I don't know why. I don't remember why. But anyway, so you have to actually convert to the stitch count from this inches. So this is how you do it. So this is going to be the width. So I pick 6. So 28. So I have 50 stitch count here. And then decrease evenly. And then I want to end with 28 stitch count. Then add in the 1 by 1 rib. Okay, did you remember that? So current stitch, 50 stitches, and then 8 inch desired length, and ended up 8 stitches at the wrist. Okay, so now I have to figure it out how often you have to decrease. So let's go down. So there you go, sleeve decreasing, number 17. Okay, this side is increasing. So 50 stitch count, current stitch count, right? And goal stitch count is 28, right? And everybody different number should be. And this is going to be same number with me, which is 2, because I'm decreasing 2 stitches at a time. And the length is 8 inches, right? Do you remember? And enter. So this means total decreasing is 22, which is easy. 50 minus 28 is 22. And we are going to decrease 2 stitch in same row. And then I want to knit 8 inches, which is 52 rows I have to knit. Then come here. Frequency is 4.7. Oh, this is the reason why I picked the 28. Well, never mind. So this means, okay, you have to decrease 2 stitches, okay, every 4.7 rows. However, in knitting, there's no such a number, 0.7, right? So you have to decrease 2 stitches, either 4 or 5, okay? So set means, I give you example, okay? If I decrease 2 stitches every 4 rows and enter, you only knit 44 rows. So 8 rows difference. You have to knit 52 to reach 8 inches. Then what about 5, right? 55. Okay, maybe this is close enough, but you have to add ribs, so it's going to be long. Is it okay? Because this is kids' sweater, right? So, So what if 4.5? Because in the middle it would be easier, probably closer. So 4.5. Yeah. This is shorter than this, right? and I can adjust easily. So if this frequency or set number is close to, this number, you want to use 4.5. However, again, there's no such a number in knitting, 0.5. So if this number is in the middle of, prime number, okay, this is how you do it. I am going to decrease. The first decreasing is right on 4th. And then next decreasing is 9th. So alternative. And next, so I'm going to write 4. And 4 plus 5 is 9. And now 9 plus 4 is 13. And plus 5, so 18. Something like that. So add 4 and 5 alternative. Okay, that's how you do it. So let's go. And there you go. This is the first decreasing row right on the 4th. Okay, knit 1 and knit 2 together. This, this is right on the 4th row, and knit the other side. So I told you I'm going to decrease 2 stitches in one row, which is around the biggie marker. And here comes. So knit until last 3 stitch and SSK and knit 1. That's it. And you just repeat. Okay? Seriously, that's all. And knit until 52 rows. Then after that, change the needle and 1 by 1 ribbon, knit 1 and purl 1, and bind off with 1 size bigger needle. That's going to be a little stretchy. Okay, so next I am going to show you how to add hoodies. Okay, so sleeve has done, and now I pick up all the neck stitches, which is same stitch count as your cast on, just like that. And after I pick up all the stitches, I am going to remove the scrap yarn. Okay, and now just a stockinette stitch, about 10 inches, and this length, it's up to you. And I'm gonna actually knit 60 rows. Knit on right side and purl on wrong side. Stockinette stitch. That's it. Okay? And now 10 inches I knit, which is 60. And there we go. So split in half. So I believe 33 each side. Okay? And I'm facing on right side right now, okay? But you flip, and now you're facing to wrong side, and then knit 2 together, which is, from both needle, take 1 each, then knit 2 together, then bind off. You know what I'm saying? So knit 2 together, 1 stitch each from both needle, then bind off. That's it. Why you're facing to wrong side? Because if you actually do that on right side, there's a little bump on the top of the hood. So that's why. Okay. So now, there you go. It's done. Super easy, right? And now I have to actually make a placket. Okay. So just knit up without the bottom of the placket. Okay, so make sure right there, knitting up, and possibly, if it's possible, multiple of 2 stitches you knit up. So you face right side like that and just knit up, And easy. Knit 3 stitch up and then 1 stitch space skip, and then knit 3 stitch up and 1 stitch space up, because I don't want you to knit up too many, because if you knit up too many, it's gonna be very wavy placket, the rib, you know what I'm saying? And if it's too left, not too many stitches, you knit up, it's gonna be kind of pulling each other, and that's not good. So usually 3 stitch up and 1 space out. That's it. And there you go. And now I'm knitting 1 by 1 rib. However, I want you to make sure that this stitch on right side has to be knit. Okay? So when you knit on right side, okay, start with knit. So you have to make sure about it. So you might have to, count backwards. It's really up to you. But if the stitch count is, multiple of 2, you can start with knit 1 on wrong side as well. So knit 1 and purl 1. Knit 1 and purl 1. That's it. 1 by 1 ribbon. Okay? All the way down. And I meet you the other side. Well, which means I am going to end with purl, right? On wrong side. So knit and then purl. This is the last stitch. Good. So the other side should be knit. Anyway, so that's the bottom of the placket. Now you put the needle straight in, get the yarn back, and then straight in, and knit 1 stitch up. Then turn. Then I just actually knit 1 up from the bottom of the placket, right? And first the original stitch should be knit, so knit 2 together to connect. That's it. And you just actually keep knitting 1 by 1 rib, which is knit over knit and purl over purl stitch. And then the other side, you're not connecting with the placket, bottom of the placket. Okay? So just keep knitting 1 by 1 rib and coming back. And every time you come back, the other side, you put the needle straight in. Okay, make sure about the height, and then knit up from the bottom. Then turn the work. Then you have to do knit 2 together. Okay, the 1 extra from the placket, and then first original knit stitch, knit 2 together. That's it. So this side is connecting with the placket, but the other side is, not connecting. You have to sew, at the bottom. But the reason is, if you want to add button, snap button or something, you can actually attach either way, right? So this is better that way. So knit only inch width. That's it. And the sewing up, it's really up to you. Whatever easier for you, you can do it. So that's about it today. I didn't even add the snap button because no need to, because it's not deep enough. Okay, so I needed it for children's size. However, if you know how to convert, you can actually convert to adult size. All right, so I hope you enjoy, and if you really like this video, hit the like button and please subscribe my channel. I appreciate your support. Okay, thank you for watching. Bye for now.